What is up, guys? Welcome back to OverTakes, and we're here for our weekly look at the best players of the week. We are doing roll call for week 28 in the Overwatch League. All right, let's just jump right into it. I'd like to thank everybody for joining me. Everybody out there on YouTube, thank you very much. If you're new, don't forget to hit a like, hit a subscribe, hit that alert bell for when I drop some Overwatch League content. I do it a few times a week. All right, so let's dive into it. Week 28. This is a throwback to Season 1 week for me on this. So we had some big performances for some guys. Let's start off with the damage dealers. We are going to first start off with from the Soul Dynasty, my boy, Prophet. Unbelievable this weekend. On the Ashe, on the Pharah. He had a Mercy Pocket all weekend, yeah, sure, but they figured out something that nobody else could figure out, at least at the beginning with this new meta kind of thing going on. And why not have Prophet carry you? Just in general, Prophet, 5 deadlifts of the 9-map win and the 9-map win streak that they had. 5 of them. All over 75%. Went absolutely nuts. This performance this week was one of the best we've seen from him, and just in general this year. He was just on fire all weekend long. Still the best damage dealer in the league. Can play just about anything. But you gotta be kidding me with what this guy did this weekend. I know some of you guys think of other guys, recency bias and all that. All time, no, Prophet is one of the best. Alright, next up in the damage dealer category, we have Prophet's former teammate and partner in crime on London. We have Birdring from the LA Gladiators. This weekend, Birdring, there were some other guys that were in contention for this, but Birdring consistently overall just went absolutely nuts too. He had 11 per 10 minutes final blows, 21 per 10 minutes eliminations, and 1.4 solo kills per 10 minutes on the whole weekend. He just absolutely dominated Boston and dominated the Dallas Fuel. Once again, if we had DPS last year, once again solidifying the fact that he is one of the comeback players here. Yeah, he didn't play much damage last year, but he's proven a valuable pickup for the LA Gladiators, doing his damnedest to carry in certain occasions, especially this weekend. He was just amazing. They had other amazing performances as well, but Birdring is my other damage dealer for the weekend. All right, and next up, we are going to go back to the Gladiators. We're going to go with Shaz. He just absolutely owned on Baptiste this weekend. He is a great support all across the board. Whatever he plays, if he plays some Zen, or if he plays Anna, or if he plays Bap, or whatever he plays, back in the day when he used to play Mei. But we're talking about right now, his Baptiste this weekend was filthy. Just absolutely murdering people. Also, keeping his team up, heals at the crucial times, throwing down the lamp, perfect timing, just unbelievable play from Chias this weekend. He is my first support of the week. Then we're going to go back to Soul. It seems like a running theme here. Oh, also a former London Spitfire player. We're going with Badosin. Badosin on the Anna, absolutely filthy. He was one of the keys to them winning 9 maps in a row. Yeah, that 6 of those maps were against London, who is playing like absolute garbage right now. But in that match against New York, he was on fire. His nades were impeccable. He hit nanos at the right time. He was taking people out, keeping his team up. He was just back to Badosin form that we're used to seeing from Season 1 and some of Season 2. He was incredible this weekend. There were a couple other guys that we could have put in here, but just from the absolute dominant performance of the whole weekend from the Soul Dynasty, I had to give it to Badosin. If this is a sign of things to come the way they played this weekend, teams better look out, especially if Badosin gets to play Anna. And God forbid we get into a Zen meta where when the new patch drops, after we saw, they're going to run on the current patch, so we could see him on Zen and or Anna in matches, and that's going to be a lot of trouble for some people. All right, let's move on to the tanks. This one was a tough one, but I'm going the sentimental route. I'm not necessarily going with the best players of the weekend, although one of them was. I'm going to go with Geggery and Fearless from the Shanghai Dragons, just because they got to play this weekend, and they were on the most abysmal team in any sport ever. They were the tank line, but redemption arcs are real, and Gregory and Fearless got to play in the number 1 seed clinching match for the Shanghai Dragons, and they played well this week, but it was more of a tip of the cap for me. Just the perseverance that these two had. Fearless is a definite comeback player of the year. Gaguri's been around the whole time. Her diva was really good this weekend. But just in general, being on this team from when it was at the absolute bottom and being on it when they hit the absolute top, I just had to tip my cap to them and give them my tank players of the week. Otherwise, I probably would have gone with the new player for Seoul 2U and maybe Sato. Sato was really good this weekend. But hats off to Gaguri and Fearless for being there the whole time. Some other honorable mentions I had this weekend. KSP from the LA Valiant absolutely owned in the latter half of that match against the Florida Mayhem. Absolutely destroyed them. Earlier in that match and the rest of the weekend, BQB was also really good. So we had those two guys. We also have the normal cast of characters. Sparkle looked really good this weekend. The support line from Philly looked good. Also would like to throw in a couple of guys from San Francisco. You know, the normal week that we always have. But they were owned a little bit against Philly, but Smurf still was, right up there playing really well. Their support line, of course, was great. But, guys, that is going to do it for the roll call for the week. Thank you very much for joining me. Everybody out there on YouTube, thanks a lot for all the likes, all the subscribes. Keep the conversation going down below. Who are your roll stars for the week? That's going to do it. This is Misfit. I am out, and I'll talk to you on the next one.